Hello YouTube. It's been a long time, but I'm finally back and there's a new stallion in the stable. Well, there's several in fact. So I've got quite some catching up to do. So here we are, the FTX Kanyon, and to be fair, I think it does look pretty good. Personally, I'm quite liking the shape and the colour of the shell. The tyres as well, I've used those before on another FTX model on the Outlaw. I know they're very grippy. But yeah, overall, I'm really liking it. Yeah, there's no detailed scaled TRX4, or RC four-wheel drive shell going on here, but I don't really care about that. If I wanted that, I'd go and get one. But all I was after really was a cheaper crawler and do some modifications to it and improve it along the way, So I'm kind of more function than form really. But yeah, just off the bat here, I'm really loving all the lights on it. There's some on the roof as well, I don't know if you can quite see it. So anyway, let's move out of the way for a moment. Now, first off, I've got two issues with this truck. First one I'll talk about now, and I'll mention the other one a little bit later on. But this thing, it's obvious, as you can see, it's very common. It's all over YouTube. It's been well documented as well, and understandably why. I just can't get over why the manufacturer would design and produce this, and even somehow this problem manages to go beyond quality control, if there is a quality control department. Many of you out there are probably aware of the four questionable little plastic square mounting pieces which these things have. These two mounting plates, these heavy steel ones, mounted here, and same on the other side. Now, these will receive the brunt of an impact. It's without doubt that these things will break, and so in the event of a tumble down, whether that's from dodgy driving or gravity just gets the better of it, as the body's rolling, receiving impact, or the bumpers, it's going to come along the metal plates, and it's literally hinged right on these on these four little tiny plastic lugs. They're just going to snap. It's as simple as that. So you can fit this. This is 15mm aluminium angle. Two lengths of it. I've gone almost the whole length of the car. I've secured it in various places as well. Completely eradicated the problem. Totally gone. So whoever came up with the idea back on YouTube in the day, or even if they went on YouTube, well done them. But because I've fitted these now, that's now an integral part of the chassis itself, it's allowed me to fit a winch, whereas beforehand I wouldn't even dreamed of that. So there's a warm winch on there now. It's got its own 2S LiPo remote control pack. So, and I've got my little controller on the transmitter. Right, seems about this end. 25kg steering servo in there. I've got rid of the stock one, which, to be honest with you, there wasn't really anything wrong with it, but I just wanted more oomph. So I've fitted that in there. Aluminium servo horn. I've still got the stock steering arms on it for the time being anyway. It's got some M4 stud bar in there. I'm just going to replicate the shape, and I'll fit that one day for when this does break. My doubts lie with it here actually, where it just joins the arm. That's where it could go. Anyway, what else? Oh yeah, the steering servo is also connected to an 8V RIP Max battery eliminator circuit, or UBEC as that one's called. At the end of the day, I'm getting a full 25 kilos out of this now, because I'm putting 8 volts. This has a ceiling limit of 7.8 volts. This is providing the lowest of 8 volts, so 0.2 volts isn't going to make much difference. Anyway, I know now, because there's 8 volts going into that will be giving me 25 kilos. Whereas before, if I'd just used the normal 5 or 6 volts maybe from your electronic speed controller BEC, the built-in one, I'd probably only be getting 16, 17 kilograms of torque out of that. What a waste. Get the most out of your servos. So yes, talk about the ESC anyway. He's directly wired into my RIP Max, so the battery will come out. It'll feed the RIP Max battery eliminator circuit, this little BEC here, rather than going straight to the ESC, and he'll divvy out all the power then. I've gone for the 1060 because I've used them on so many other crawlers before, and other buggies as well actually, and they're really smooth. I've never had an issue with them at all. Always been reliable, so I thought, why not stick another one in there. Didn't really like the stock ESC because it was too notchy, it wasn't smooth and progressive enough for, compared to that one. So yeah, I've gone for that. The battery is the 3S LiPo in there, but I've moved the battery tray. It was laying here originally, just ahead of the receiver box, but now I've moved it further forward slightly and made them a floating battery tray. So at the end of the day, if I can just squeeze this now, the battery goes up into its own little cavity space, and by doing that I can keep the weight as low as possible. So that's what's going on with there. Perhaps one day I can move the servo up onto the chassis, perhaps then I can slide him even further forwards and just rest the tray on top of the pumpkin, you know, on the diff, and then I've got even more nose end weight. The wheels I've gone for 2.2 inch Ali beadlock wheels. These are weighted with 70 grams all the way around and a line of insulation tape, and I fitted 120mm soft foams inside. When you close it all up, you actually trap the atmospheric pressure air inside, so there's no vent holes, as you can hear. But it's nice and soft, it's plush, and that conforms to the surface really, really well. Far better than the stock foams. Bloody hell, they are absolutely solid. So the motor, where are we? He's on this side. Now I was really surprised to hear that the Kanyon came with a 60-turn motor. I thought, bloody hell, that's huge. So, but at the end of the day, it's a big, heavy truck. It is heavy. I'll grant that. So obviously it was quite needed anyway. After me swapping the ESC out, trying to get rid of this notchiness, and fit the 1060. It then pointed the finger at the motor. It still wasn't smooth enough. I don't know if it's the quality of the motor or what. So I put a 45 turn in there, and it's miles better. It's leagues ahead. So that's what I'll stick with. For the whole foreseeable, really. Prop shafts. I was going to fit some stainless steel prop shafts on the front and rear. However, the input drives into each diff are just a little bit too wide for the female couplings on the prop shaft, so I'll have to stick them on a pillar drill and work and bore them out before I can fit those. Go back to the body. Here, these are renowned for snapping, splitting all the way down the inside apparently, so especially if you're hanging the wheel on the back, which I'm not going to do anyway. But anyway, I've given the whole thing a douse of tank tape all the way across the inside. Also, it keeps the wiring loom out of the way, and what a mess that wiring loom was when it first arrived. So, shock absorbers, yeah, that's something else I've changed. They were mounted here on these different optional holes, right? So I've moved them further forwards now, so I've got a bit more, slightly more vertical damping going on. I've changed the, I don't know what grade oil it is, to 30 weight oil. So that's lovely and plush now. They're just very, very soft actually. I've only driven it in the lounge back and forth a few times and over some logs. Nothing extreme yet at all. I thought I'll be getting this thing dirty a little bit later on. So, what else have I done? Yeah, all the electronics. I've got rid of the, I've decided to use my own FlySky GC3C transmitter with it. I've had these for years now. You know, they've never given me any problems at all. They're so simple to use, you know, really. They're a multi-model memory, and it's bound straight to the eTronics labelled receiver inside there, which just so happens to look exactly the same as the FlySky one. So it's all worked out quite well there. Now this is the second gripe I've had with this truck, and that's after watching just only a couple of videos on YouTube of the things being stuck on the slightest of things. Now, considering the size of this thing, its legs basically, it should be able to scale almost anything. Really, it's massive. So, and these things have, or had on mine anyway, it had like a little beer belly hanging down here. So it was like a frame hanging down, which is what the motor and the gearbox was sat down in, almost an inch lower. And this is what was getting snagged on the slightest of things on people's videos. I thought, I'm not having that, so I chopped it away, which with these two little U-brackets hanging down, one on either side, and I moved the original plastic sort of cross-sectional plate up, and then filled in the gaps with some more plastic, and then just to make sure things don't become snagged at all, I've made just a simple little alley skid plate underneath. So that should remedy that, because I think at the end of the day for a crawler, ground clearance is key, isn't it? So that's it really, folks. I'm not going to waste any more time now. I think it's about time to get this thing dirty. So hopefully, if you're still interested after me rabbiting on for so long now, I'll hopefully see you all back in the next video. So all the best, folks. Hope you're all keeping safe out there, and I'll see you again soon.